Hi, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to kind of continue off of this idea of talking about heroes and this idea of what it takes to be one in the different times of the generations. And last video I was talking about the younger generations, but then I was thinking about last night, the other day, what about from a Catholic perspective, but I'm sure in every religion and faith there are heroes, right? From the Catholic perspective, we call them saints. Other religions may call them martyrs, saviors, prophets, etc., etc. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about today in this video, as far as the heroes that stood up for their people throughout the times. And so looking at the saints, going into this discussion I want to share with you, I was just thinking, okay, I'm sure many saints had temptations that they all had to face in their days, right? As far as being popular, being famous, people wanted them to use their skills for different motives and ideas, right? Not just being faithful, but hey, they recognized the other people who saw the saints that they had special gifts and abilities. Maybe they were so intellectually blessed. Maybe they were so athletically blessed. Okay, whatever the blessing is, the graces, that the people recognize, oh, if I could just turn that saint to serve my purpose, my selfish deed, that'll make me rich or make me famous because I got a hold of the most powerful person right now in the community to work for me, or I got them to say something about me, to advocate, to promote my product, etc., etc. And I can guarantee you many saints have been faced with that situation before, that temptation of fame, popularity, being number one. But then you think of people who did fall into that temptation of being famous, and all of a sudden they fall into terrible tragedies and situations where all that fame got to their head. All that fame made them think, oh, I could control and manipulate other people to serve my needs and my purposes because everyone likes me. I have a fame, I have ideal, and now they want to serve me because I have a background. I have a background of being famous, and anyone who knows me would want to jump on my bandwagon, right? But then you think about all those famous people from the past who really did a blunder. Someone like, I don't know, a famous musician, a famous actor, right? They were doing so well, and then they fell into drugs, a terrible ring of working with women, etc., etc. You can think of all these terrible situations. Forgive me for bringing these up, but the thing is, when that fame and popularity gets to you and you want to start to dominate other people, that temptation, I guarantee, hits everybody at some point, whether they recognize it or not, as far as, okay, I can control other people with my gifts. And I guarantee you the saints, now going back to the religious idea that I'm trying to promote in this, the main point of the video, is that they said no to the temptation. They said, no, I will not be number one. No, I will not tarnish my name, or anybody's name for that matter, to become famous or become rich. I will not do this as far as gaining popularity, the hot girl, the hot guy in the community, or this or that, etc., etc. I will not fall into scandal. I will say no to the scandal, and I will say no to that temptation. And if people come against me, that's okay, because I do what I had to do and serve, and the people can just be angry with me, and that's okay. And that is what I believe many saints, they all did, had to face in their realities. And yes, people can be liked for good deeds, but at the end of the day, beyond the good and the evil, I would argue that the saint has to, the hero of your faith, has to make a decision to either serve the purpose that they know they were meant to serve, or they are choosing to go against it and really misuse their abilities for toxic reasons. And I think we all have that temptation to face. And so how are you using your skills and abilities today in your life? Are you using them for good? Using them for evil? Are you standing up to injustice? Are you trying to think in your own mind, your way, that you can bring back people from the crooked lines to the straight path? See, that's a temptation. It's a temptation. But I would argue that some people feel if they can do it on their own, be very cautious, be very wary. Always find support from a religious person, a religious leader, someone who's strong that you can rely on. And I think that we can go our own way in many ways that people say, oh, well, is this big towel, is this red pill, or any of this stuff? No. The idea here is to be courageous, knowing who you are, walking your path, right? And if you feel it is right, you know that you're being guided, all right, keep going forward. Not everyone will understand our path, but then if you need that extra guidance, always seek wisdom from those from books of the past of your faith. And maybe you'll find that inspiration of how they overcame the situations. And that's why history is so beautiful. And so I implore you, don't give up on yourself. Look at the history of the leaders of your faith and understand that where they were, what the challenges they faced, they overcame them because they were strong and they did not focus on the fame, but rather the need to serve other people. And I think that is where the hero will emerge from that who is just, I don't know, a very selfish know-it-all who wants to be the number one, right? So that's the clue. That's the difference as far as how you know someone is trustworthy or not. So don't be a fraud, be courageous, be awesome, and be an authentic person. And I know you can be that person, so don't give up on yourself. Alright everyone, hope this video finds you well today. Be strong and courageous. Don't forget, the saints or the religious people of your faith had to face challenges, and they chose to go against the fame and the fortunes of this world because they understood from a better mind that there was something more and greater that they had to serve. And that set them free to say no to the temptation. And by doing that, it's going to put a target on us, but it'll also make us become heroes for those who need us to step up, to be that voice for those who need to stand up for them in the darkest time. Alright everyone, hope this video finds you well today. Take care, have a good one.